Thank you for watching this short video. It's another one of our heart reflections for those living in the fast lane who find it difficult to connect with their heart and reawaken that divine spark, the I Am presence within you. But first, for those who don't know me, I'm Brother Sean, and I'm a member of the Teo community of Interfaith Franciscans, a cyber community for men and women to live the monastic life from their own home. And we keep in touch each day with our morning and evening prayer. We have a vigil for peace at 8 p.m. and at midnight I go live with a 30-minute spiritual soiree where we embrace the cosmic Christ and the divine feminine energy to self-heal. So I would like to read to you some words that were channeled by the cosmic Christ, and let's see if they resonate with your heart. Seek my face, and you will find all that you have longed for. The deepest yearnings of your heart are for intimacy with me. I know because I designed you to desire me. Do not feel guilty about taking time away from your busy life to find me. Being still in my presence is my gift to your heart. You are simply responding to the tugs of divinity within you. I made you in my image, and I hid heaven in your heart. Your yearning for me is a form of homesickness, longing for your true home in heaven. Do not be afraid to be different from other people. The path I have called you to travel is exquisitely right for you. The more closely you follow my leading, the more fully I can develop your gifts. To follow me wholeheartedly, you must relinquish your desire to please other people. However, your closeness to me will bless others by enabling you to shine brightly in this dark world. As this is a heart reflection, all that I've read to you from the Master Jesus, the Cosmic Christ, resonates yet again with my heart. Because all my life, apart from the last 12 years, I've been a person pleaser. Most nurses are person pleasers, and they're rescuers. Don't ask me why that is, but the many nurses I've befriended as a therapist, as a nurse manager, and now as an enclosed monk would confirm that we spend our life trying to please other people because within us there's a deep-rooted loneliness, I guess all rooted in childhood. And there have been times when I've allowed people treat me as if I was a doormat, to dump all their negativity and try and pick up the pieces. And I remember 6 years ago here where we live in this little monastery in a beautiful part of the South Lakes in the United Kingdom. It's a small rural village, but next door to us it's a Methodist chapel. And I used to go there regularly for service as an Interfaith Franciscan, to show that I was willing and interested sufficiently in understanding their worship. They gave me permission to hold retreats there every month for a number of years, until a certain minister who's known locally as the Gestapo, forgive me. But one Good Friday, it's 5 years now, we were doing a beautiful retreat day, and there was about 30-40 members at that, mostly clients of mine, and one, a beautiful man of God, a Buddhist, did the chant Maitreya towards the end of the day. And he had this most amazing voice. Gosh, he could reach some octaves. Well, I was next to one of our community, Sister Teresa, and we froze in fear because in the kitchen was one of the worshippers of the church who nearly dropped the vase of flowers, but she ran out of the door because of the screeching sound the chant made. And the following week I had a visitation from the minister to say there had been an objection to using the church for non-Christian worship. And yet we were celebrating the resurrection, the crucifixion of Christ, the spiritual birthday of Namaste, peace. So I guess I was being judged unfairly by an individual, and rather than ask me what went on, I could have explained. I was immediately rejected and castigated and told that I was never to run any such retreats there again. It's a house of worship. But at the same time, they have various clubs that meet there, the Women's Institute, the Gardening Club. Well, they're not religious services, are they? But though I was hurt, and I felt angry, and I wanted to retaliate, my mind wanted revenge, and the more I prayed, the more Jesus spoke to my heart. Wipe the dust from your feet, give them a blessing, and go about my business. Now, I struggled with that, but I did it. And I've never looked back. And when I see this particular person who instigated my dismissal from ever using the church, I would come up to them in the nearby village and say, Pax et bonum, which is the Latin for peace be with you. And they'd go puce red, and they'd be so uncomfortable. There was times when I wanted to slap them for being so unchristian, but I didn't. I went out of my way to be charitable. But I take the words of my brother Gandhi to heart when he said, I like your Christ, but not your Christians, because your Christians are not like your Christ. And that really sums it up for me. Today we live in a beautiful world, and though many say, Lord, Lord, here I am, I come to do your will, but many hearts are closed for fear. Many hearts have been religiously indoctrinated, as I was as a young lad growing up in Ireland. And when I entered the monastery to become a nursing monk at 16, little did I realize then what I know now of the mind games that were played, the fear, the abuse. But looking back, I forgive those superiors who were to me really antichrists, full of ego. And what they asked you to do wasn't based on what they were doing. It's as if they had two rules, one for you and one for them. And many of us young monks left because we could not take the uncharitableness, but that was the system. And we bless the system now. And I guess all of that, all of those painful experiences have taught me something as an older man, that my God is everywhere, but mostly for me in nature, not in a vast cathedral or the Vatican, but in nature. My God is in nature. And now I can understand why Francis of Assisi had such an impact on so many people in his life. And from the 12th century to this day, young men and women of different faiths call on him and model their lives on him, though they're not Christian. But when he asked me in 2008 with Jesus at his tomb to reach out to all faiths, I thought, wow, but I didn't realize the price I would pay in rejecting rejection from within my own family, the Catholic Church. But I take heart. I send love, light and blessing to my church. And there are many beautiful people in the Catholic Church, but equally there are many who've abused their position of trust and whose hearts are closed to divine love. They're more focused on the rules and the regulations being upheld than showing the compassionate side of God. But being an interfaith Franciscan, living the simple life from my own home, there are no rules and regulations like there was when I was a young Catholic nursing monk. I'm free. I am free to love God. And I'm free to be myself. And I can honestly and truthfully say the role of rescuer and pleasing other people no longer focuses as a part of my journey. Because the cosmic Christ has empowered me over the last 12 years to empower others self-heal. But that doesn't mean listening to the same old story day in and day out from clients who do not wish to self-heal, but who want to listen to their own voice, whinging and moaning about how badly other people have treated them and how unkind life has been. Today, the cosmic Christ and the divine feminine do not take prisoners. If you're not willing to self-heal, so be it. But I'm inviting you now, come back to your heart. Therein lies your teacher. Thank you for watching this short video. Namaste.